It is another day. Vlogmas day 20, December 20th. And today, I am, where do I begin? Much has transpired since, the last video I posted, or second to last video I posted. I will try to share some things over the next few days or so, but not at this moment. I am going to go into Port Townsend, the city of Port Townsend, Washington, which is where I live, and I will do a little bit of exploring downtown. Exploring mainly for the sake of this video, because I've explored it several times before since living here, and I'm not on like some tourist committee for this city, but so I'm not trying to push tourism or something. I'm just saying it's kind of a cute little town, if I may say so myself. Even after living here for so many years, it's still, to me, pretty interesting for a small, old town. I'm not the greatest at history, but I think it was like a Victorian seaport of some sort or something like that. I think they had hopes of being a major port, but Seattle seemed to turn into the major port instead of Port Townsend. So, it stayed small. Port Townsend stayed small. But yeah, I will just go down there and take some shots of a few interesting sights, and try to have a relaxing day. Oh, I guess I should kind of maybe point out a few reasons why I think it's an interesting little town. Other than the architecture, which is interesting to observe, it's right on the water, which is kind of nice. There's some nice views. There's this little movie theater. It's called The Rose. Kind of a unique little theater because it's so old. It feels historic or something. They have the Starlight Room, where instead of like typical theater seating, there's like couches, and it's more of an intimate, sort of comfortable theater room. But they do have the typical theater space that has the regular seating as well. But it's kind of a fun little movie theater. It's not like a standard theater you might find in a mall or something. It is a little bit quirky, a little bit interesting. And then, I don't know, there's a lot of different art galleries down there if you're interested in the arts. It is a bit of a tourist town. Like, you'll see a lot of people there in the summer. And I think a lot of the businesses down there rely on the income that they make through tourism. But what else is there? Yeah, just proximity to the waterfront. There's a lot of little restaurants down there. One of which is a pizza restaurant called Waterfront Pizza. In my opinion, it is the best pizza that I have ever had. And I don't get it very often because it costs so much. Like the last time I bought a large pizza there, I almost don't want to say how much it costs. It feels like the type of pizza that I would buy once a year, because I think it was like $47 for one large pizza, but you can buy pizza by the slice, somewhat more affordable. But yeah, it's really good pizza. Probably worth skipping purchasing several mediocre pizzas to save up for the one better pizza from them, in my opinion. There's a nice little yarn and bead shop for people who are interested in crafts. They have a small museum down there. I went there once. In like the basement area of the museum, they have like these old prison cells with the bars and everything. It's kind of interesting. There's a tea shop down there. It's called Cafe 10B. I've been there several times. It's pretty nice. So really, an interesting place to explore in general, and especially if you haven't been there before. It would make a nice day trip if you live in the region. You know what I mean? Like if you lived in Seattle, which is a couple hours away, you could make a day trip out of it. So yeah, I will go ahead and go to Port Townsend. Right now, I am not in Port Townsend right now. I'm about 15 minutes away, but yeah. This air is delicious, by the way. It's not too cold, but not too cold. It smells fresh. Oh, and by the way, down there, over there, I'll get a better picture of it. Okay, I can't get a better picture of it because it's not here. But right there, that bridge thing, in the summer, it's attached to a floating dock down there. Anyway, in the summer I've gone down on that floating dock that's right down here where I guess boats can tie up to, but there's not always boats there, so sometimes I have done some crabbing off of that floating dock and have gotten some crab. Not Dungeness crab, but like red rock crab, and also some shrimp. Way over there where that smoke is, or steam perhaps, I'm not sure, is the paper mill. And yeah, basically this is the downtown area of Port Townsend, the old downtown area of Port Townsend. I did not know that. Local bar owner Charlie Lange stocked trout in the fountain's pool and trained them to jump through hoops. The stairs. In the early days of Port Townsend, the waterfront was a rough and roaring place of sailors and roustabouts, bars and bordellos, warehouses and wharfs. Proper ladies, the wives of ship captains and merchants, remarked that sin flourishes at sea level, and lived in their own community built on the bluffs above. In the 1880s, a set of rickety wooden stairs constructed on the western side of the Taylor Street right-of-way connected uptown with its tidy Victorian homes, churches, grocery store, and Carnegie Library to the downtown shopping and shipping district. By 1901, bluff erosion made these stairs unsafe, and they were replaced by wider wooden stairs on the eastern side, which eroded in their turn. I thought this was interesting up here. The terrace with its community flagpole also dates from 1906, and the grade of the concrete stairs adjoining it to the street was designed to be safely navigated by ladies wearing corsets and high-button shoes. Could be because these stairs are kind of like short steps where you could easily take two at a time, and someone passing me said that these were designed for ladies in their like petticoats and their like long dresses, and so the steps are shorter so that they could navigate the steps easier with all that type of apparel on. I don't know, but they are pretty short steps. So that was just a bit of a look at Port Townsend, downtown Port Townsend. There is an uptown, which I didn't show much of. That fire tower is sort of an uptown Port Townsend. I'm not sure how to describe uptown except that it's above downtown, on like a bluff above downtown Port Townsend. And there's a small little town up there, like a strip, I guess, of some stores and whatnot. I prefer downtown, but and in uptown for a lot of the year on Saturdays they have like a farmer's market. I think the only months that they don't have that farmer's market in uptown is like January, February, and March, I believe. But yeah, that's a little picture of downtown Port Townsend. I didn't show a lot of shops because, I mean, I just didn't think it would be terribly interesting. There's all kinds of like, there's a toy store, there's more than one toy store, there's art galleries like I mentioned earlier, there's like stores that sell some home goods and like kitchen supplies, some clothing stores, shoes, all kinds of things down there. And at some point during the year, there's a film festival, there's a wooden boat show, there's a nice car show right downtown at Memorial Field. I believe that's in August. Yeah, it's an interesting place to explore, and I didn't expect to enjoy my exploration of downtown today as much as I did. I mean, I've seen it so many times, but still, it wasn't very cold. It was like 57 or 58 degrees, and it was just me walking around by myself, which was more enjoyable than I thought. It was actually quite enjoyable. It felt nice to walk around by myself, just doing a little exploring and walking around, looking at the water. Just, it was relaxing. I think I needed that. And well, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly if I needed it, but it was very nice. It was a nice outing for me just to walk around down there. And pretty soon here, I'm gonna go back home. There's a little something that I wanted to share with you when I get home, and then I plan on cooking some steaks tonight. I plan on cooking some filet mignon, which is one of my favorite things to eat, but I very rarely purchase that. But I did yesterday, so today I think I will cook that for dinner. Anyways, I will see you at home. I am home now, and it feels really good to be home. I will go ahead and share a little something with you. It's been a little while since I've done this, but I just wanted to share a little bit with you of what I believe I heard from the Lord. Actually, this was late November that I believe I heard this from the Lord during my prayer time, and I will share it with you as I heard it and not worked over by me. Generally, it is about knowing God personally. That is the general point of it. But I will go ahead and read it to you. So what I believe I heard is, remember, it is you and I primarily, child. Though the other members of the body are needed and good, personal relationship with me has no middleman. It is built one-on-one, directly, intimately, and I myself made this possible. I wanted this. Remember to nourish those roots, little one, and let them grow securely into me, not in any man, no matter how godly or used of me they are. I am the first, foremost, primary one, daughter, though in many a church the pastor acts as some sort of middleman, as someone who is able to access me more than the others, and this is not so. I want my own not to brush aside the benefit of the members, but also know that they are to come to me, develop their own relationship with me, not through someone else, as if that is a replacement for coming to me personally. Special one, I am protecting you from drifting into this. It is important that you know me personally. It is important that my own, each one, knows me personally, not through others or somehow vicariously through others, dearest. And that is all that I wanted to share. I almost don't know if I should elaborate on that, in fear of muddying it up, and maybe you already know what I just shared, that it is important that we know God personally, and that there is, or should not really be, a modern day Moses man, where I believe the Israelites wanted him to go listen to God and then come and tell them what God said. Thank God he has made it possible that each of us can come to him personally and have a personal relationship with him and hear his voice, and there is no middleman between each of us and God. And thank God for that. Thank God for that. That we all have the same opportunity to know the Lord. I don't really want to go on too much longer on this, but there have been times where I might be listening to somebody else a little too much. Some preacher or some teacher or someone that very well God could be using in good ways. That's fine. We do need other members of the church body, but that is not our primary source all the time. Do you know what I mean? Maybe a month ago, I realized I was kind of listening a little too much to people, even people that God may very well be using, but I can and you can come to the Lord directly, and I hope that is He is our primary source, and that is the primary way that we hear from him, come to him, and we actually have that personal relationship with him, and I don't have to go searching for somebody else to tell me what God said necessarily. I hope you understand what I mean. I'm not saying ignore everybody that may be hearing from God or that God wants to use, but we are to develop our own personal relationship with God. Okay, it's basically the same procedure as I did with the lamb that I cooked in another Vlogmas video this year. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going with this. I'm going to finish it in the oven, so I'm going to cover it now and go ahead and put it in the oven. So to go with that steak, I'm going to boil some sweet potato. And these sweet potatoes, they look like they've seen some better days, but I kind of don't want it to go to waste, so I'm gonna cut the bad parts off and see what's left here. So it looks like I salvaged that. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, and along with those sweet potatoes, I'm gonna cut up a little bit of broccoli and boil that as well. And I don't know about you, but do you eat the stem? Do you eat the stem? I do. I just cut off like the outer layer that's quite coarse and fibrous, and then I cut up the stem and boil it with the rest of it, and it's fine to me. It tastes I guess a little bit more mild than even the top of the broccoli. But yeah, that's a lot of stem to throw away. If you didn't eat it, that's a lot of stem to throw away. And I'm kind of cutting off a lot of the outer portion because I kind of need to. Because if I don't, I won't get all of it off, and it's pretty fibery. Okay, that was good. Okay, that's what that's looking like. It's ready to boil. Alright, so while that continues to cook, I will go ahead and do the advent calendar thing again. And I skipped quite a few days because the last video I uploaded was like supposed to be, instead of Vlogmas day 9 through 19 or something like that. So I skipped like a bunch of these. But I'm just going to pick up on day 20. Maybe at the end of Vlogmas I'll just open all the rest of them, the ones I skipped, or something like that. I haven't decided yet, but let's go ahead and do day 20. Okay, so day 20 says this. It says, movie night. Watch the Rotten documentary on Netflix to find out about the wrongs in the cocoa industry and what we're doing about it. Want a tiny with that? Movie night sounds nice. Movie night does sound nice. Maybe I will find a movie to watch while I consume dinner, but I am not interested in watching a documentary about wrongs in the cocoa industry at this time. I don't mean to say that it is irrelevant or unimportant. I just don't want to watch that tonight. But movie night, yes, movie night, that interests me. I don't know what I want to watch though. Do you ever have trouble finding something to watch that is like not perverted or horrible or boring? You know, those things? I do. I have a difficult time finding a movie worth watching. But I mean, I don't know what I want to watch tonight. Yes, I can deal with some violence in a movie if it's like an action movie or something like that, or some maybe a no, I don't really like war movies, really. Action movies, maybe I can deal with some violence. I don't like horror movies. I do not like romance movies are not my favorite either. Like, it's too unrealistic to me. I mean, I don't want terrible realism in every movie I watch, but it's kind of like some of these romance movies, this kind of unpalatable, maybe, is what I'm trying to say. It's kind of gross. Yeah, what do I want to watch tonight? That's movie night. I think I'm gonna turn the oven off right now because I don't want to overcook that filet mignon. Just a minute. So, yeah, I don't know what I want to watch tonight. I do like a lot of old movies like in the era of the type of music I like to play on the piano, so like 1930s, 40s, and 50s movies. I do like that. I like film noir movies. But you know, I gotta be in the mood for that too. That type of, those old movies, I kind of gotta be in the mood for that. I don't know what I'm feeling like tonight. Sort of leaning toward action movies, which is a little maybe not my typical thing, but I feel like sometimes choosing a movie to watch has a lot to do with your mood. You know what I mean? Kind of like what you want to eat a certain night. If you have the privilege of choosing what you would like to eat, it depends on how you're feeling, you know? Or what you wear kind of might depend on how you're feeling. Same with the movie that you might choose to watch, or that I might choose to watch. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling. But I don't know, have you watched like the Rambo series with Sylvester Stallone? I like the first one the best. The very first Rambo movie. I think that one was the best. But that interests me somewhat if I can find it somewhere to watch.
We own it.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we
Oh,
have it.
well, we own it, apparently. So, well, maybe we'll watch that. There is some I think there were flashbacks to some violent stuff, but so maybe I'll watch that. I feel like I'm getting sidetracked a bit. So let's open door 20. I'm having difficulty opening this. I wonder if this is one I've tried. We'll see. This is what it looks like. And this is milk chocolate. Yes, this is one I've tried already. I've tried this one, and it's kind of the most boring that I've tried so far in the varieties that are in the advent calendar. Like milk chocolate, this is not exciting to me. I don't feel like trying this on camera. I almost feel like opening one of the days that I missed in hopes that it's one that I haven't tried yet. Maybe I'll do that. Yes, I think I'll do that. Okay, let's go ahead and pick up at day 9. Yeah, that's where I left off from before. So day 9. Day 9 says this. It says, time for a Christmas tree. It doesn't have to be a real one. You can create one with stuff from the paper bin. Recycling is cool. I am not about, I'm sorry, but I am not about to dig in a recycling bin to make a Christmas tree. Yes, there we go. There we go, right here. Is that the first one?
Mm-hmm.
It is the first one. Thank you. Yes, I am not about to dig into a recycling bin to put scraps together and make a Christmas tree. Recycling is fine. I'm not anti-recycling, but I'm not gonna make a Christmas tree out of recyclable material. And time for a Christmas tree, it says. I will not go down that rabbit hole of what I think about that right now. Door number 9. Ouch. That hurt. Cardboard under the fingernail. Yes. I feel like I've had this one too. At least the color looks familiar. So it looks like this. And yes, it is one I've had before. It is dark milk chocolate. Remember that one? I remember this one. It was confusing to me because I wasn't sure what they meant by dark milk chocolate, because I thought there was dark chocolate and then milk chocolate, but not dark milk chocolate. However, I'm not too disappointed because this was one of my favorite ones. It may have been my actual favorite of what I've tried so far in the advent calendar. So I'm not disappointed. That's good. That's good. I just don't feel like eating it right now. Actually, I would like to eat dinner first. But, yes. Cardboard under the fingernail. It is a little bit bloodied up. It's a little bit bloodied up. Okay, well, yes, dinner is almost done. Parts of it are done. I don't think I have anything more to add at this time, especially because I think this video is probably getting a little bit longer. So I think I'll just end this here as far as me talking goes. I might show you what the food looks like when it's done. And Lord willing, I will see you in the next one. So this is what the plate looks like. I did cut into this steak to make sure it was done inside, and yeah, it's done. It's done. I actually wish I maybe pulled it out a little sooner, but it'll be good. I will enjoy this very much. I just started eating. I took about one bite of each thing. It's really good. But I forgot something. So, filet mignon. Do you know what mignon means? It's a French word. And I looked it up once because I think I was watching a movie and I noticed that one of the actresses' first names was Mignon. And I thought, oh, what does that mean? That's kind of unusual. I only have associated that name with steak. So I looked it up. What does mignon mean? It meant something like small and pretty, or delicately pretty, something along those lines. So I thought that was interesting. Mignon. Kind of a cute name, I guess, as far as the meaning goes. I wonder how common it is in France to have that name as a first name, Mignon. So what is that? So filet mignon. I guess that means it's a small fillet. Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Small, delicate.
So one other thing, we were just starting to watch the first movie in the Rambo series. It's called First Blood. Anyway, so we were just going through the opening credits or whatever, and it said it was based on a novel by so and so. I don't remember the name, but I didn't know that. I didn't know it was based on a book. It makes me want to read the book.